Hi guys, it's Jess here for day 1 of 31 days of horror, and today, like I've said in the previous video, we're going to watch Juan of the Dead. I'm gonna read quickly the plot of the movie. So Juan of the Dead, if you know, you must know Shaun of the Dead, so it's like another version of that. And the plot, it says, is in the Spanish Cuban comedy horror, a deadly outbreak has turned the citizens of Havana into zombies hungry for human flesh. So it's set in Havana, which is in Cuba. As the number of zombies rise and the dead return to life, slacker Juan and his friend Lazaro decide to profit from the outbreak by starting their own zombie killing business. I like this. I like the idea. I've got to say, I like the idea. That sounds like a comedy I'm going to enjoy watching. It says, but will the duo save the day, or will they succumb to the deadly virus? Praised by Total Film for its political context, Juan of the Dead takes a humorous swipe at the zombie film genre and Cuba's rich history of revolution. It contains strong language, sexual scenes, violence, and gore. I think we're in for a treat, guys. So I have to say, I choose this movie because it's like a Spanish-Cuban version of Shaun of the Dead, which is a UK movie with Simon Pegg, which you should also watch because it's like a cult movie. But that one, I chose it because I thought, interesting, they did another version of that. I wonder how it's going to look, if it's going to be as good as the original version. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that movie. I've got to say, I think it's in Spanish, but there's subtitle in English, and the Spanish-Cuban accent, as far as I'm aware, when I've heard of it before, it was kind of hard for me to understand, so there's the English subtitles, so I'm more going to practice my English, and as should you, and I will see you after for my review of it. Well, 31 days of horror is off to a great start. Juan of the Dead, or Juan de los Muertos, was very, very good. I've got to say, I'm quite surprised by it. Yeah, it was very funny. I found very interesting to have set it in Cuba, because not only because it's an island, but because of the regime there. I was wondering how people were going to react, how the media more so were going to deal with whatever's happening, because you might or might not know that Cuba is a dictatorship. That is a dictator. The most known one is Fidel Castro, who's dead since. But because it's a dictatorship, they manipulate everything on the island. They manipulate the media, and they manipulate what people know and what people know from, not only from the island itself, but from the outside. The United States being the main enemy, and yeah, so the way the Cuba's government decides to deal with it is that to say that the zombies are not zombies, they're actually actual people, but they are dissidents, so like they are people acting against the regime, and people believe it because the dictatorship in Cuba has been there for many, many decades, so people tend to believe, the people in the media, tend to believe whatever the media says. And so for a very long time, for like 99% of the movie, the characters call the zombies dissidents. There's actually the word zombie only comes when an American actually came, I think, if I understood properly, on the island to help people say no, they're zombies, so they are living dead, so that they're dead. And yeah, I think it was quite interesting to see that in islands such as Cuba, which is so beautiful. Havana is such a beautiful city, such a beautiful place, like in a place sunnier and a bit more tropical than the UK of Shaun of the Dead. And what I liked also about the movie is that it was a bit of a change for me. Like I said earlier, the Cuban accent was quite hard to understand at some point. So thankfully there were English subtitles, and I'm glad I learned English for that. And yeah, it's a very good movie. I'm glad I decided to watch it as first. Yeah, it's a great way to start the month of October, even though it's July right now. So it's a great way to start Halloween if you want to a perfect movie to watch. If you want a perfect movie to start your Halloween month, this one is the one. If you want like a perfect movie to start the night on the 31st, this one is the one. To compare with Shaun of the Dead is of course similar. They take some of the stuff from Shaun of the Dead, like the two main characters, the best friends. Juan is a physics similar to Simon Pegg, and his best friend is a physics similar to Simon Pegg's best friend in the movie. Yeah, it's very funny. You've got to see it for yourself. Them two movies, although Juan of the Dead in some ways looks like Shaun of the Dead, it's a movie on its own. It's a movie of its own merits, and it's very good. So watch Juan of the Dead. It's a very good one. If you like the video and if you're looking forward to tomorrow's episode, give it a thumbs up. Do say in the comments if you like the video. If you are Juan of the Dead already, or later if you decide to watch it, do tell me in the comment what you think of it. Not necessarily if you like it. Well, if you like it, do tell me as well. But if you do not like it, do tell me what you didn't like about that movie. I also want to know. Share it on your social media. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and once you're subscribed, hit that little bell to receive notifications of new videos, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!